Alright, so this is an unboxing video for the Fujitsu T902. I ordered it like 2 weeks ago. Just came in today. It shipped quickly, it took them forever to ship it, was the thing. But once it went out, it was good. So, I already cut the tape on the lid, but this is what it looks like coming out of the box. You got accessories below and the computer on top. Honestly, not a great packaging gig. Broken styrofoam. This is the computer. And here's the accessory box. Move that out of the way. So I'm gonna get to this in a second. I'm gonna hold off on the only part you really care about. And I guess let's look at this first. So I've been using a T902 for about 3 years now. My accessories came in a really similar box actually. So as you can see, it doesn't look very well packaged. Everything's kind of rolling around in here. When I picked it up, I noticed that too. I could tell there was like loose stuff in here. So first thing is this guy. This looks like a placeholder for the modular bay. If you don't have an optical drive or a battery to put in it, I guess this is what you would put in. There's no places to like mount a hard drive, so that's not what that is. I don't know why they included this, because I'm pretty sure the optical drive comes with it free, so I don't know why you would opt out of that, but that's what that is. So now we got, let's see, what's supposed to be my modular battery. Again, these things just floating around. Whatever. So I ordered an extra battery, which I think is a must-have for these computers. When are you ever going to use the optical drive anyways? It's kind of archaic at this point. Looks good, except this bezel piece seems to be kind of loose. You can hear it's kind of clicking. That's kind of weird. Hopefully it's not noticeable when it's in the computer. I don't know, it looks like it can just pop off though. Yeah, it does. It'll just pop off, that's weird. Huh. That's different. My other one, this was all solid. On the T902, this was just a solid piece. So definitely glad I got that thing. Got like a cleaning cloth, stylus. I don't think this is extra. I don't think they ever give you extra anything. Such a giving company. And then the power cable, obviously. Drivers, boot disc, whatever, recovery disc, and looks like some kind of a necklace thing, I don't even know. Whatever, so that's what that comes with. So let's look at the laptop real quick. Get all this stuff put back in here. Alright, so now the more important part. Pull off the styrofoam. So here it is. In my opinion, it looks way cleaner than, again, the T902. I know the T901, I don't think it looks too much different than it, but much bigger hinge, looks a lot better than what I'm used to, which is kind of cool. Good to know. Let's get it opened. Guess that means there'll be no returning this thing. I'm kidding. Alright, so getting started guide. So exciting. Yeah. So the computer. Alright, so here we go. Looks really clean. Is this how you pull the battery out? Yeah, it is. Push that over and then maybe pull up on this guy, or down. No, definitely up. So I guess it's kind of easier to remove. On the other one, on mine, I had to unscrew it. Doesn't look like you have to here. So hard drive, memory, I don't know what that is, air filter, whatever. Got a sticker over here. Open it up. That is slick. Again, I'm coming from that older model. This is way better in my opinion. Way cooler looking. I got the i7 in it. And I just got 2 gigs of RAM. I bought a bunch off Crucial, so I'll have 16 gigs when I get that installed. But and then I'm gonna put in a new hard drive as well. I got the cheapest option, but it looks really good. Just got your typical 2 buttons. Keys are really nice, actually. Good tension. A good. It's lifted up high enough, and it's got a good enough feedback. I like it a lot. That's great. Okay, so I just wanted to do. I'm gonna finish this video up really quickly. I ended up changing rooms real quick so that I could get a better angle and not also kind of reduce some of the glare I was getting. So this is a couple days after that last video. I've since configured the computer. I'm going to make this quick, but a couple more things I'm going to point out to you guys before I get into the I/O part. So here's the power adapter that it comes with. You can see this top piece is at a 90-degree angle. It's permanent, it doesn't really come off, and then the bottom part does. So it's typical of a normal AC adapter. It's about 7.5 feet long, decent size. So as far as the computer goes, this top part is metal. Feels good. This bottom bezel piece is plastic. It's got a great hinge, which I'll speak to more in a second. As far as I/O goes, you have, if you can see this, you have a headphone, microphone, 2 USB 3.0 ports, HDMI, a little smart card slot up above there, VGA and your AC power port, and then a fan, your fan vent. On the back we got an Ethernet port and 1 USB 2.0 slot. On the other side you have your modular bay, which is it's really nifty. All you do to pull stuff out is just flick this little switch and it pops out. It's just a little latch, really simple. Honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of this line of computers that Fujitsu makes is the modular bays. They're super convenient. Also, you have another USB 2.0 port, so 4 USBs total. You have your the little slot where you would stick a security cable, one of those locks if you want to use one. It would go in there, and then you also have a slot for a lanyard if you want to use it for your stylus. That's what the little string was I talked about in the first video. It was a lanyard for the stylus. So the stylus actually sits in back here, and I'm really not impressed with this design. For one main reason, you have to have the laptop has to be picked up off the table in order to get to the stylus. It's a slot way back here, and you actually have to kind of have like a fingernail to get to it. So you just kind of flick it out and it pulls out. It's friction that holds it in, not magnetic. So not really that good. I'm really not impressed at all. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. As far as the front goes, you have the memory card slot here, Wi-Fi toggle, and a couple indicator lights, charging, power, battery 1, battery 2, and hard drive read and write. So real quick before I get into opening it up and showing just a brief intro to the software and whatnot, I wanted to compare it to my old model and just kind of give you a size comparison. So this is the T5010. If we stack them really quickly, you will see that this new T902 is much thinner than it. It's like almost half the size, or half the height. As far as width goes, it's a little bit wider than it because it's supporting that 16:9 screen. And let's do one last measurement. Length, depth, whatever you want to call it, it's about the same. So, and it's like way lighter than it too. I wouldn't say half the weight, but significantly lighter than this heavy now piece of junk. So I like it a lot. So let's open it up, take a look. So the screen is great, really impressive. The resolution is definitely a huge upgrade. Let's see if you can see this. Zoom out really quickly. Oh, wrong way. Sorry. Okay, so turn the brightness down. I can't do that unless I log in. Okay, so the resolution is a really good improvement in my mind. I think it supports 720p natively. I think it comes at around 1680 by like 800 or something. So definitely an improvement. You've got the Gorilla Glass on top. And you can see just by looking at it, you got the webcam up here. I think it's HD. And an ambient light sensor for dimming the display automatically or adjusting it to the brightness of the room you're in. You have the classic toggle buttons. You have a menu start, a start button, volume toggles. This is a screen. This is kind of like it either enables or disables the accelerometer, which is it's in charge of controlling the orientation of the screen. So if you click it, it'll disable it, meaning it locks whatever orientation it's in. If you re-enable it, whichever way you turn the computer, the screen will turn to match it. So also you have a couple more buttons, and these can all be customized if you want. Stereo mic inputs, one there, one here, and the two speakers are down here, one down here and another one down here. They're significantly louder than than this older model was, which is good for me. In my case, my brother's Mac was like 3 times louder than that thing was, which got really old quickly. So it's good that they gave it a little bit better stereo on it. It's not nuts, but it's notable. You got your fingerprint reader here, a couple more indicator lights, caps lock, num lock, whatever. The screen itself, this is actually kind of funny. There's a lot of like room around here on the edges where I kind of wish they would have exploited, like either expanded the screen or made the computer smaller, because it makes it look smaller than it actually is. But that's kind of my only grievance as far as the screen goes. Got your fingerprint reader. There's a little light I'm going to show you really quickly. There's this indicator here, and depending on which way you rotate the screen, a light comes on and it lets you know which way you got to turn the screen to get it back around, which is useful because before they had that, I don't know if that's on the 901 or not, but on my old model I was never sure when I went to go to put it back out of tablet mode, go back to laptop mode like this, I was never sure which way I'd rotated it. So sometimes I would, because the screen only goes 180 degrees, sometimes I would, when feeling it out, I might kind of over rotate it a little bit, which wears on it. So it's good they have that. Another cool thing to point out, it doesn't have a hinge, obviously. It's just spring loaded, and it's really sturdy. Something I need to compare really quick. I'll do it in a second. But so on the screen, it has these little spring loaded tabs here on the side, and they kind of fit into these slots. So when you have it shut, either in tablet mode or just laptop mode, it helps to keep it from rotating while it's shut. And you can see here's those same tabs on the sides there, if you can see that. So I do really quickly want to show the hinge really quick, just compare it to the old guy. So if you look at that really quickly, obviously the hinge, and there you go, just went ahead and adjusted the screen. So the hinge is a lot larger, so overall it's just more sturdy, probably likely more reliable. Also the screen itself is lighter too, so it's not supporting as much weight. Basically, I don't think we have anything to worry about as far as this hinge goes. I think it's going to last us plenty of time. That model that I had here, that old T5010, I've never had issues with that hinge, and this one again is much larger and just feels more sturdy. Expect good things from that. Not something to worry about. Now as far as touch goes, this is obviously optimized. It has the Wacom digitizer on it. I'll do a quick, it supports up to 10 inputs, so let's do the classic 10 finger painting deal. So we have 10 fingers, sees them just fine, so it works well for the most part. The biggest thing I think is just having software optimized for touch, and I'm hoping Windows 8 does a really good job of it. I don't really have any games or high processor requiring programs or applications I could run to show you this thing's performance. I don't have any benchmarks or anything. If you guys have anything you want me to touch on that I don't get to by the end of the video, you can comment on it and I might be able to do it for you and run another video if you'd like. But I got the i7 installed in here because I do use some kind of heavy bandwidth applications, like some DAWs for music production and then video editing stuff as well. So I did do the i7, and just as a side note, for anyone that's going to buy this, if you're going to customize your own instead of just taking the pre-configured options, do it like I would say, like as far as the memory and the hard drive goes, get the cheapest options they have. This thing has 16 gigs of RAM, and it cost me $110 on Crucial. It's the maxed out variant, 1600 megahertz for this machine. It's good RAM. It might be made by Samsung or something. But to get that same configuration from Fujitsu when I was buying it, it would have cost like $570. So I saved about $450. And then the hard drive, I have a solid state drive coming, so I just got the cheapest drive it had. And again, it was like a quarter of what it would have cost from Fujitsu. It's just nuts, the prices they charge. The last thing I want to touch on, which I think is notable, is if you want to use the mSATA port this thing comes with for solid state cache. It's right here. That is something you have to take from the manufacturer. They do have to configure it for you, because if you don't, I found out the hard way that they actually give you a different chipset if you opt out of that upgrade. And they give you, sorry about that, the video cut out for some reason. So yeah, they give you a BIOS which doesn't support RAID configuration for the SATA on your hard drive, which is required for Intel's rapid storage technology application, which you need in order to use and configure any solid state cache. So basically, if you want to use that feature, you have to have Intel install it for you. And the problem I found with it was it's $125 online, and you only get 32 gigs of SSD, which if you want to load your OS onto it, it's not that much. You have just a couple gigs left over for actual caching. So I wanted to do a 64 gigabyte one, which costs like $70 on Crucial with free shipping. And so if you think about it, if you want to upgrade to like 64 gigs, you're looking at about $200. The $125 for the initial install from Fujitsu, and then plus the added $70 for the 64 gig version. And at that price, you could get a decent solid state drive, like one of Crucial's M4s or something. So that's what I ended up doing. I'm just getting a solid state, which will be in soon. And I'm not using the mSATA port at all. But just wanted to warn you guys, in case you were counting on using that, be aware that they do need to install it. Now again, as far as touch goes, I'll open up Chrome really quick for you. Let's do YouTube, I guess. It's always a fun one. So the touch it's pretty good. It's fairly responsive. Well, I guess I thought I clicked something. I'm honestly hoping that Windows 8 will be a lot better. I mean, obviously it's optimized for touch, and all the apps will have some better features made for it. Like on this, I know if you scroll like this, if you kind of flick, it'll go forward. If you flick this way, it kind of goes back in the browser. So it has some little things here and there that make it kind of touch friendly, but I'm really hoping that Windows 8 will be better. Let's see what zoom in's like. Zoom in's okay. It's kind of choppy, as you can see, so it's not great. But again, that's probably as far as I'll go on this demo. So yeah, if you guys have anything you want me to touch on, I can later on. Just let me know. But overall, good PC. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Hopefully it was informative. Thanks for watching.